evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. It's an interesting milestone today, as I was just saying to the folks, hey you guys, because today marks the point where we have had more streams online, as in via Skype and whatnot, than we have had offline. Chat, please let me know if you can definitely hear me, because my faders have... Oh no, they're back. They froze momentarily there. I was worried we weren't being picked up, but we're good. Okay, so before we jump into tonight's stream, and into the session proper, I have some announcements, some shameless plugs. But before I jump in with those, do any of you guys have any shameless plugs? Not of the shaking of the heads. Excellent, no problem, because this will be even more expedient. So, first of all, for me,
shameless plug.
So, obviously, this Sunday is the commercial holiday, otherwise known as Valentine's Day, and so we want to share the love here on Slice and Dice. And right now on our merch store, launched today, is our new subscriber-only merch. So if you are subscribed to us here on Twitch, you have extra perks which are available only to you, and they are available right now. There are two lines: the Manylands collection, which is apparel and other accessories with the Manylands logo on it, which you'll be familiar with. It comes up at the beginning of our intro video now, so in orange, the Manylands. And we also have one for The Cage, of course, our series on YouTube, which again, available only for Twitch subscribers. You can get hold of that right now on our merch store. There's a link to that on our channel on Twitch. Just scroll down the page from the viewing point and you should see a display of some of the merchandise. Now, speaking of sharing the love and The Cage...
shameless plug!
The next episode of The Cage, which is called Love, funnily enough, was released last Monday, and that is available on demand for you to watch on our YouTube channel right now. Don't do it right now. Stay here. Please stay with us. Enjoy the live streaming, not the on demand. Watch that any other time. And we'll also be bringing back The Cage for Session 9, which will be available next Monday. It'll be premiering at this time next Monday on our YouTube. And then finally, for shameless plugs today.
Shameless plug.
I've blanked. I've completely blanked on what it is, but there is a thing. There is definitely a third thing. So it'll come back to me. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. It'll come back to me anyway. Let's move on then and jump in with tonight's session of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. And we are back. So, yes, I really should tape some of the stuff we chat about while the intro stuff's on, just for shits and gigs, to release it another time. I remember what our final shameless plug was. You will have noticed on on Friday that we didn't have a campaign diary stream, which I had mentioned about possibly having TBA on the Friday. Now, the reason for that is I've made an executive decision on that we will no longer have the campaign diaries after every second session, so like once a month. Instead, what we will do kind of follow the same structure as we have with the cage, which is after every 5 sessions, we will then have a campaign diary kind of roundup of those 5 sessions, which the players here are welcome to come along to and chat with me about as well, just because I think that just seems like a better use of time to have it all encapsulated together, and it worked really well with the cage, so I'd like to kind of continue that forward with the main campaign, with the Manylands campaign. So that is what's happening with that. Anyway, that was a final shameless plug. Let's get into tonight's session then. So last time, you guys were in some tense negotiations with these Dragonborn from Rachir, including the kind of leader of these Dragonborn Wyvern Riders, seems the leader anyway, named Drez of House Lambold. He's he kind of was at the forefront of the negotiations, and thanks to some input from Seth, kind of pointing out they don't want to cause a war, you guys don't want to cause a war, and managing to kind of leverage that to enable you guys to set free the prisoners and take them with you on the condition that at least one of your group stayed behind. And so Brukon elected to stay behind. A big thank you to Titan400, who has just subscribed with us using Prime on Twitch. Yay! Thank you, Titan. That means that, as I said before the intro video, you now have access to our exclusive merchandise on our Teespring store. Have at it, my friend. Have at it. And order now in time for Valentine's Day, hopefully. Thanks for the comments in there as well. Thank you, chat. All right. So anyway, you managed to negotiate, and Bart, as Brukon, agreed to stay behind. And he also had some interest in staying behind himself, wishing to learn more from the monks there, of course, Master Talon, and the strange club-like weapon that he had picked up, which he's learned is called a tonfa, and how to properly wield it. He will begin his training with the Aarakocra in the background as this goes on. As for the rest of the party, Naeris, having been turned invisible by Breena before the negotiations began, as she was the one that the Dragonborn really are interested in and would like to take back to Rachir to send before the king, because she apparently bears the mark of Ushtag, being the great red dragon of old, who otherwise known as the Deceiver, and basically a pretty bad lad, which the Dragonborn are a little bit fearful of when they find anyone that has the bearings or the mark of that particular creature. So she escaped from the Eyrie, managed to eventually find her way out, got all the way down the mountain, and found Fleeting Look still asleep, only this time it appeared he had woken up and then had attached himself to the ceiling to sleep inverted, as is his wont. But after a very awkward conversation, Naeris establishes that Fleeting had lost his hammer, that had gone missing, and basically he has decided to wait for the others, especially his best buddy Sev, while Naeris heads back to Hilberg to get further away from these Dragonborn, and also back to her uncle and co back in the town. The rest of you, after liberating the prisoners, including some of the eclectic gnomish characters that you have come, and some halflings as well, that you had come across in your adventures thus far, with the help of the Aarakocra, get them down the mountain without incident, and then meet up again with Fleeting Look before you all start heading, heading back towards Hilberg, but via the detour of taking the once prisoners with you to the Moonrunners meeting, as Seth and co had agreed to meet the Moonrunners there to collect these hostages. And that's we pick things up today where your group, there's only a couple of hours of daylight left at this time. It's starting to get cloudy, and you're heading on your route, retracing your steps back towards the main road, which, as you know, you need to cross the Snake Lake to get there. And further on from that is Breena's home, which you've also taken an interest in, because Breena now has the recipe for making the potion of Cure Curse, which is what is needed to cure your lycanthrope charge. You now know there's only one left, back in the Temple of Spark. So making a detour via there might be an idea as well. So you've got a few things to be getting on with. And also people have got things to be getting on with is Jackman Winklebottom, who's been very pleased with being rescued by you chaps. And not only that, but the prospect of setting up a new bar and grill in what is currently your home residence in Hilberg. He has really taken to that idea. And actually, as you guys have been travelling, he has been pulling out quill and parchment and has been making notes and drawing various diagrams. And seems utterly taken up with his plans and scheming, not really paying attention to anything else that's going on with you guys at this point as you travel. So, reminds me, where did you want to head first? What was your kind of marching order, and is there anything else you're planning on doing on the way?
We're heading to Breena's home, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like detouring slightly on the way to Hilberg.
Cool. So you're not going to go. So you're going via the meeting point with the Moonrunners as well, right? With your guys.
Oh, sorry, I thought we'd already gone and got met them with the wagon.
No, you haven't. That's the next step. But you can do that. Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, if that's closer, that makes sense.
It's
Yep.
kind of you'd have to make a detour to go there. It'd be like a detour on the way to Breena's. So when you get past the Snake Lake bit. And get to the main road, you then just head a little ways down that road. Seth would know the direction. It's just off from that road is where the old farmhouse is, where you'd agreed to meet.
Yep, the Moonrunners, then go drop Breena off to make us potions.
Excellent job. So, obviously it's slow going with your short individuals in tow, including Will Tinder, the young lad. Who's taken a bit of a shine to Breena after having a bit of a pep talk from her, and he sticks very close to you, Breena, as you continue travelling on. Seth, are you leading the way with your navigator's tools?
Yeah.
Great. So could you make this will be an intelligence check, and you can use your proficiency with your navigator's tools to see how quickly you negotiate the way.
That.
No problem at all. Makes sense.
Intelligence check. That's 10 plus my proficiency, so 13.
13. Okay. All right. So it does take you. It takes you a few hours getting there. There's a bit of toing and froing. Particularly, Seth is trying to avoid going past the Snake Lake again after what happened last time. You end up taking a bit of a shortcut through some trees. Fortunately, everyone kind of sticks together and doesn't have too many issues going through there, aside a few splinters and the like. But the travel is enough time that the prisoners are starting to feel hungry. So if you have rations, you may want to distribute those to them. They're definitely asking for them. Whether you give them to them or not is up to you.
What time of day is it?
So it's like it's about 4 p.m.
Malar will mention. I am. If we sleep on our empty stomachs over the morning, until morning, I can conjure up some food. But in the meantime, we'll have to just make do with rations if we have any.
You can conjure food.
Yes.
Why have you never used this before? Why?
Well, it's rather an expensive blessing, Mr. Seth, and I would rather be prepared for what awaits us, not knowing what was up in the Eyrie. But since we're on our way back in that pretty well-trodden path, I assume that we should. I will be free to use my blessings as I see fit.
You can give them a bit of a look, turn to walk away, and start mumbling games about gold, diamonds, can't afford blessings, free food. Start walking away.
I want to know more about these gold diamonds.
1,000 gold worth of diamonds.
and sort of bolstering your argument, Malar, Bantam quickly kind of swaggers up to next to you and goes, "Oh, yeah. Also, come the morning, I can, of course, provide good berries for all of you as well. It gives you much sustenance. Although, whether it helps your argument or not, his interjection remains to be seen. But, yeah, that's enough to satisfy your prisoners for the moment. You keep on kind of pushing through the tree line.
Not our prisoners. Let's just classify that.
Sorry,
Let's
the ex-prisoners.
Not our prisoners.
Should we say
Every time
your
we have
charges?
prisoners, we kill them.
You are the escorts to this group of small people. The small people. The
Thank
small folk. Let's call them the small folk. Okay.
Yeah. Whenever we have prisoners, we end up killing them. So
that is
I don't
true.
want to call them that.
I mean, aside from in Oraglaw, where there was the one that only got his hand cut off, Alan. So he didn't die. So that was nice. Anyway, so with that, pushing through the tree line, you don't come across any creepy crawlies on your way. It seems that your scuffle with the snakes earlier seems to have scared off a lot of the natural wildlife here. But within a few hours, as the light fades, you can see the farmhouse within reach of you guys. There is a single torch that is lit in a sconce outside of the farmhouse. Or at least it appears to be on a sconce. Can everyone in the party make perception checks, please?
That's a 7 from Fleeting.
Ah, yes, not as strong.
9
14.
from Seth.
Okay, 14. With a 14, sorry, that was Breena? Was that or Seth?
Yeah.
Breena, right. You can see that it's not a sconce that's holding this torch up. It appears to be a person is holding it out with their arm. They seem to be obscuring themselves round the corner of the farmhouse and using that, to kind of shield themselves from whatever's about. But you guys kind of emerge out. Are you heading to the farmhouse, or you want to scope the place out further first before bringing your prisoners there?
I've been walking hand in hand with Will, and we've been enthusiastically talking about flying the whole time. And I've been telling him that I'm trying to learn how to fly, and once I can, I'll take you with me. And that's been the topic. But if I see someone there, I will give Brukon a heads up.
Oh, Brukon's back at the Eyrie.
Oh, that's right. Of course he is. Seth definitely then. Seth, someone's there. Those are your friends, aren't they?
What do they look like? Wait, where?
The one holding the torch over there. They're kind of hiding behind the house.
Is it someone that we recognize?
You can only see an arm at the moment. It would appear to be human or humanoid, certainly, medium creature, given the height.
Can't see them yet. Let's move closer and hopefully we don't need to kill them.
Should we be ready? I don't know these people.
I'll
Breena,
always be ready.
can't you just fly over there and go and see them?
I can, love. It's just, it takes a bit of magic, and if they're dangerous, I'd rather use the magic on defending us to keep you safe.
Oh, okay.
But we'll do it in the morning, okay? When I've rested a bit.
Yeah.
I'll take you
I'm gonna
flying.
crouch down to the boy and just go, we can't send Breena ahead in case we need to kill them all and she gets caught in the crossfire.
What?
Nothing, love.
interject.
Nothing.
Whack Seth across the back of the head. Oh, Mr. Seth now, less of that. How about you make yourself useful and maybe have a look over there, and I pop a guidance on him.
Mallard, no violence in front of the KID.
That's what you spell out. Amazing.
This is why rogues are not known for setting up childcare facilities.
Yeah, a rogue teacher. All right.
Breena, to distract Will, is using Mage Hand to juggle a bunch of trinkets in her bag in front of him, just to...
I mean, make a performance check. I will allow you. I will allow you to use your proficiency with Arcana if you don't have performance, given you're using it.
Yes. Okay, that is 13 plus 8, so 22.
All right. I mean, he is very distracted by this. He's just captivated. It's almost like he's under the hypnotic pattern spell. For those of you who are familiar with that.
I have that.
References, but yeah, it's completely enthralled and unmoving by your goings on. Seth, are you going ahead? Is that right?
Yeah, with people, not Will, but
Yeah.
people that can kill.
Cool. Who's going with Seth then?
Not me, I'm staying with the kids.
Don't all volunteer too quick.
I mean, fleeting, I would assume, would be right in there.
That's a great call. And Fleeting is on his dire capybara unless you want to dismount. Either way, so all good.
What on earth makes you think I would want to dismount a dire capybara?
I just wanted to check, dude.
No, okay. Well, no.
No.
Stayed on this map point to the end, baby.
Very stealthily approach.
Oh, we
Sure.
trying to be stealthy?
I don't know. Are you?
Not really, because
Sure.
we want to meet them.
Yeah. Sounds good. So,
And fleeting is not a stealthy point.
oh no, not even on the dire capybara. Unbelievably. Sure. So you guys go ahead, and yeah, soon enough, it seems that at least the footsteps of the capybara attract the attention of the person waiting around the corner. For in fact, they kind of round the corner, and you see, kind of lit up by the torch, a face that both you and Seth and Fleeting recognise as the one that you know as Kat in her full-on leathers. You remember from way back in Hilberg, questioning her in her cat form.
Cat, the one who can turn into a cat.
The one who
Yes,
can turn into a
everybody.
cat, who you called Cat, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she kind of looks you in the eyes, and you see this grinning from ear to ear, almost like a Cheshire cat. Smile, must have goes, meow. Well, hello. You're later than I was expecting.
There were more manticores than we were expecting.
Right, yeah, of course there were. Yes. Never mind. Good. But anyway, glad you're here. And brought quite the crew, haven't you? How many prisoners were there? That's most impressive. Well, I'll tell Reg you're here then, if you don't mind waiting out here for a second. The carts are just over there.
Great,
Point's
we'll
kind
bring
of
the
behind the
prisoners
building.
along to get them loaded up on the carts.
Cool. So yeah, as the rest of the group then come up to meet Fleeting and Seth, you'll see round the corner from your eye line from the building are two wagons, both drawn with horses. They are both. One of them is covered, and the other one is open topped. And you can see from now these are very much labourers' transportation wagons. They're not built for people. They're built for carrying tools and equipment. But they're big enough to certainly accommodate at least all of your charges. So suitable for the purpose. Seth and Fleeting, because you're by Kat, and she kind of lithely moves back into the shadow of the corner, leaning round to a door, you guess, as she calls for Reg. The door swings open, and you get this great waft, which you associate with Reg, the Moonrunner that you met at the Moonrunner meeting. The very relaxed, curly-haired, kind of Mark Boone Jr. looking dwarf. It's a bit of a reference if you've watched Sons of Anarchy, one of the characters in there. Anyway, you get this waft of kind of almost mildewy damp combined with a very noxious narcotic smell, very overwhelming narcotic smell. as he appears with, it looks like a rolled-up cigar in his mouth as he appears. You can see dried leaves. It's a naturally made cigar, but quite a large one nonetheless for such a small dwarf. And he's like, right. Oh, good to see ya. Great. So, I see you wanted a lift then. Well, the Moonrunners are here to provide you. Whoa. Hey, friends, you don't mind if I have a little, while we're, do you?
Don't mind.
Excellent work, excellent. Right, well, you want to leave now? Because, we could always stop here. The farmhouse is, well, it's functional, so,
I think we're all agreed quicker the better we can leave. When you say farmhouse, is that near the town?
No, I mean this one right here. Oh. No? All right,
Prisoners, we're taking them to town, right?
Yeah. No, I just meant, do you want to stop
Okay.
here and then go to town? Oh, yeah, we can go to town now. Fine. You twist my arm. All right, let's go. Oh, hang on. I suppose you'd be, and he kind of looks between Seth and Fleeting, one to the other. I suppose either of you gentlemen would be interested in any nation's favourite, would you?
What is it?
Don't tell me you don't know nation's favourite. I know people don't speak about it openly, but it's a well-used recreational thing. Good for a good time. Nice and relaxing, I find.
Person, can't speak for everyone, but for myself, no thank you. But I do know a dwarf that would probably kick himself for missing out on some.
Oh.
If I could get some for him for future. He's one that we...
Whatever you say, my friends. Whatever strange dwarves you know who have to take this thing for you, if you want to collect it on their behalf, that's absolutely fine, sir. Well, it's only 20 gold pieces for a bag. They are pre-rolled, I should say.
I'm fine without. I don't like him that much.
Oh. Well, you know where I am if you change your mind, provided I haven't gone through all of the supply already.
I will let him know.
Alrighty then. So.
Fleeting leans in and says, the dwarf has a lot of money.
I'm sure I've lent you some, Fleeting. You can buy him some.
Oh man.
I did. Use Fleeting's funds for Brukon.
This is like the most difficult high stakes poker game I've ever even heard of. Okay.
Hey, I thought of Brukon. I tried. But he wanted money for drugs. What kind of drug dealer wants that? I mean...
Don't do drugs, kids. Slice and dice. Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's almost like when James was piloting Fleeting Look and being like, "I'm going to use all the smites." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to put Fleeting Look in harm's way so that Seth's okay." Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Anyway,
that's why I volunteered.
To be fair, he would do that.
Yeah, he would. He would now, as we've established best friends for sure. Anyway, with that exchange, not really going anywhere for now. Reg eventually kind of sidles over to the cart. You can see there's a step there made for a dwarf. Clearly,
you all feel like you hear on the breeze just this distant cry of no, but you're not sure.
Fleeting's money. He doesn't need it or use it. Or have it. I don't think.
Or eventually start loading into the carts. Now you can see Reg obviously gets into the lead cart. Cat saunters over to the second cart, of which there is already a hooded figure sitting there, ready to depart, human in size. So folks, how do you want to distribute your prisoners and yourselves amongst the carts? Ex-prisoners.
What are we doing? Even split or sort of half and half or?
Well, Fleeting would, I'm imagining, be doing a sort of outrider maneuver on the capybara. So he'd be up by the front cart.
Steph's got horsey as well.
Horsey's there, so me and Fleeting will escort from our mounts.
Wait. Why don't we let these guys take everybody back to the village, and we'll head off and do Breena's village thing.
Because that would be quick and sensible. We've never done that before.
Well, shit, shouldn't we try?
First time we've ever.
I'm already open to new things. I mean, I tried that new thing of not killing people, and it hurt. I mean,
well, it's character growth. It's character growth, guys. Character growth.
If Seth trusts these Moonrunners, let's send the diminutive people off, and we'll accompany Breena back to her hole in the ground, and then we'll head back at our own pace. Maybe we'll bump into Naeris on the way. I don't know where Naeris.
She was waiting at the Snake Lake, wasn't she? We agreed to meet there.
Aha, there we go. So
no, Fleeting
part ways.
told us that she's gone to town.
Oh yes, he did. Otherwise, you'd have been looking for her at the Snake Lake, so that makes sense. Yeah, I remember he did say that.
That's right. Yeah.
Snack. So as you guys are kind of handing over the small folk to the Moonrunners, Will looks increasingly concerned and kind of goes up to Breena. But are you not gonna show me how to fly?
I really thought we were spending the night. Okay. Guys, are we going to rest soon?
Well, yes, I agree. I think we have the facility here, and Malal slaps the farmhouse. I think we could take a rest and let these people be on their way, and we'll catch up tomorrow sometime.
This bad boy can fit so many sleeping adventures in it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll bed down.
If we're doing that, and I'll look at the riders on the cart. Could you wait for like 10 minutes before leaving?
The one in the hood pulls back his hood, and you can see by the well, Breena, you won't recognise this individual, but the rest of you would recognise the kind of shoulder-length brown hair and the somewhat dirtied face of Bracken Tinder. It's quite a large beard, a human from the Moonrunners meeting, and he kind of looks at you, Breena, and says, "Well, yeah, of course. We can wait. Wait.
I just need to show what.
Will. And Will turns around. Dad? Will, what are you doing here? And I knew I'd find you. He immediately jumps down from the cart, pushes Breena out the way. She doesn't even notice you. He kind of just, as if you were furniture, just pushes you to one side and continues.
That's fine. She's grinning. She's happy.
Runs over and like, Will, Dad. Yeah, except for the other way around because Will's the one with the high voice. But there we are. Run together and embrace.
Aww.
And Bracken looks beside himself with joy. So I was so worried about you. Dad, I'm fine. I'm fine. They saved us. And then he turns back to Breena. Obviously, grinning and sees you, who also grinning. And he kind of looks very seriously. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. He's lovely.
Your mother's been going out of her mind, Will. She's been giving me an earful. Keeps on. Well, she and then turns back to Breena. She keeps on going on about me having an affair. We're not even together. I don't know where she gets it from, but and then he looks a little bit sheepish, looking over to Kat, who kind of comes around and puts an arm over his shoulder. Well, it wasn't really an affair, was it? Like you said, you're not together anymore, so we just found each other. It's how it is. Is that, yeah, Sienna, sure, of course.
Right. So, okay, I'm very glad you found each other, but I had made a promise to Will, and I'd like to honor it before you guys go. Would that be all right?
Well, I think your friend here said that time was the imperative. I mean, if you're going back to Hildberg, we could always meet up again and you could show him, or... And Will's like, but Dad, she said that you were going to show us the thing.
It would take me 10 minutes, if you just wait 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Reg, can we wait for 10 minutes? And Reg just kicks his feet up onto the passenger seat next to him on the bench, and it's just smoking away, and it's like, sure, take as much time as you need. Yeah,
Cool.
10 minutes.
Okay, Will, I haven't done this before. I'm pretty sure I know it works, but I haven't done this before. So you hold on to me really tight, okay?
Okay. He rolled a number. Let's go.
I slap Fly on both of us. And I hop into the air.
Wait, can you slap it on both of you?
I have to cast it twice. I can't do it at a higher level, so I have to do it
okay,
twice.
going to
But I
cast
have
it
to.
twice.
I have the spell slots, so.
And it's not a concentration spell, is it?
It is not, as far as I know. Let me check. It is. It is.
It is concentration.
Yep.
So you can only slap it on yourself, and he'll have to hang on to you.
Oh crap! Yep. And I'll
Um,
have to hold him. I'm gonna try.
That's okay. That's okay though. You know, you can hold him. So immediately,
The child.
immediately you feel this weightlessness, Breena, which for a deep gnome is quite concerning. You've lived underground. You've been very used to feeling in touch with the ground, literally and metaphorically, and now you're starting to take off. Although in your case, with your riding on Kerr, you've had a bit more experience in the air than most other deep gnomes ever dreamed of.
Ever since Kerr, it's been an obsession of hers. She's been wanting to fly, and she's focused all her energy on learning this spell.
Awesome.
So she's just excited, and she starts giggling. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Off we go! And she'll hop into the air. And
So you can feel Will squeezing around your hips as he's hanging on very tightly. Well, sorry, no, around your waist. You're of an equivalent height, but he's like very tightly wrapped round you, and probably round the chest as well. Really hanging on, and it's kind of offsets you a bit at first as you start in the air, and you're already wobbly as this is the first time doing it, and he's there. Like,
Don't be scared.
We're flying! Literally screaming.
And it's going to be very wobbly and clumsy, and I'll almost hit into the farmhouse a few times, making some very narrow misses, and we're both probably squealing.
In fact,
but
Breena, you would need to make a acrobatics check
Oh, great.
while you're in the air. Again, you can add your proficiency bonus because you're flying, you're using a spell, so that seems to make sense to me.
Okay, oh, that's good. 16 on the die, plus proficiency, so plus 3, 19.
And you don't have a negative on acrobatics, do you?
I do -1, so plus
Cool,
2
so
instead.
plus 2, yeah, fine. Still enough, so that's all good. At one point, you evasive maneuver. It feels like he's slipping, but you manage to kind of spin around to then catch him again and reset. Hilarity ensues. It's much like in the film Bedknobs and Broomsticks when the lady's learning to ride the broomstick. It's kind of got that feel to it, the clumsiness to it.
Yep.
The deepest cut. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. My God.
What a film, by the way. Go watch it if you haven't already. Great film. We've got plenty of time during lockdown, so have at it. Anyway, a few minutes later, you can, after doing all of your maneuvers and whatnot, and thoroughly well, one, thinking you're going to drop Will, that concern growing over you as time goes on, and two, not wanting to push your luck too much with the spell, land, and then go.
Yep. He lands safely, I tumble.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fair enough. You delicately put him down and then sigh of relief. You just tumble down onto the floor, dropping the spell just before the ground. And he's just standing there dumbstruck, just open-mouthed for almost a minute until his dad comes over. Bracken says, Will, everything all right there? That was amazing! Right, well, you've had your fun, Will. That was, well, I nearly had a coronary myself. But anyway, thank you, young lady. I don't
Breena.
think... Breena, right. Breena. Bracken, yes, thank you for that. Will, if you don't mind, we are now going to head back to Hilberg. Back home, okay? Yes, Dad. It was nice meeting you, Breena. Oh, and the rest of you.
We'll see you soon, though. We're coming to Hilberg, too.
Okay.
I like to imagine that Fleeting Look just kind of waves blankly and then
Yes.
goes back to thinking about whatever the hell occupies his brain.
Amazing. Yes, that's exactly what he would do. Love it. He gets on the cart. So Sienna and Bracken are on the front of the second carriage, and Will hops up in between them, while the rest of the small folk clamber into the two carts. Last to get on is a sheepish-looking halfling, which Seth, you recognise as the one that sold you potions and such that didn't actually work. The health potions worked, but he tried to sell you a stone with an N on it and claimed that would tell you which way was north, even though it wasn't magical.
It's fine. I stole potions off him, so I'm good.
Yeah, and he kind of he walks up to you, Seth, and kind of has his head hung low as he says, "So I'm terribly sorry for any misunderstandings we had before, but I thank you for your work in saving us. That was appreciated."
Oh, you're very welcome. No hard feelings. Glad you're safe and can get home.
Thank you. We shall see you in Hilberg. Well, also, if you do want any magical items, you know who to talk to. Ones that work this time, I promise.
We'll look you up.
Excellent. Good day, or good night, should I say? And then he gets on one of the carts. Right, we all on then. Oh, well, thank you, lads. I'll see you back in Hilberg, and well, you know, we'll reconvene another time. Thanks again. And starts the horses, and the two carts start trundling off, leaving the five of you, including Leobrin, of course, with the farmhouse and the one outbuilding, like a barn, next to it. So, you want to bed down for the evening? Were you going to bed down? Where did you want to bed down? The outbuilding or in the farmhouse itself?
Just after they leave, I'm just gonna kneel down to Breena's height and just put a hand on Breena's shoulder and just say, "So, how was the flight around with Will?"
I've never tried this before, but it is so much fun. You want to try?
No, I'm fine. I'm just wondering why you didn't use that an hour ago when we were fighting manticores.
I hadn't learned it yet. I didn't have enough time to perfect the spell. I would have fallen.
Yeah, fine.
I can help you fly though.
No. Fly Brukon. He won't shut about flying since I gave him a potion one time.
Yes.
I can do that.
And Someone remind me to tell Brukon that last guy I spoke to, he's the one I stole the the flying potion from.
Okay. You should have done that.
I'm not buying 20 gold's worth of drugs from him. I'm not buying him a 2,000 gold potion of flying.
You still shouldn't have done that.
He tried to sell me a rock.
I mean, they're rare. You know, they're very large birds. You know, I understand.
Well, I understood that reference.
That was very Bart and fleeting at the same time. I feel like
Yes!
you've
Merging our brands, baby.
You've instantly
Synergy.
merged yourself and fleeting together there.
Synergistic Brukon fleeting solutions.
Indeed. Oh God, imagine that.
Starting their own management agency. No. Okay, so you guys, as you go to try the farmhouse, because that seems like a reasonable place to go and get some sleep in, you notice the door is locked, and Leobrin does not look impressed by this.
To the outhouse, then I suppose. Well, let's see. I'm so weary. I could just put my head down anyway. Mala heads up to the bar.
No way we could unlock this door. Such a shame.
Leobrin just stares at Seth. I am not sleeping in a farmhouse. In a barn. Please.
Please what? What are you implying?
You know, Seth. You know.
Why do you just assume that I know how to pick locks?
I mean, we have literally seen you do that before.
I don't think you have.
You also just said you stole a potion.
Damn it! You used my words
There it
against
is.
me.
Maybe? Shit. Fine. I'll pick the
Don't
lock.
make me sound a truffaut.
I'll pick the lock.
All right. Make a thieves' tools check. So dexterity check plus your proficiency with thieves' tools.
Cool. That is 19.
19. Doesn't seem to open.
Is the door just made of wood?
Appears to be, yeah.
Can I kick it?
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Hey. Make an athletics check.
And I'd like to kick it near, the lock where it will hopefully kick open from.
Like being in a badass action film. Kick the bit where you want to break the lock. Yeah, that makes sense.
Athletics check, did you say?
Yes, please.
11.
As you kick it, the door does not move, but you do, for a moment, see a shimmer appear across the door as you go to kick it. As you kick it.
Okay, it's a glowing door. The lock won't open.
It appears to be magical, says the Oberyn. He doesn't have that anymore.
No.
And he looks very crestfallen by this. Fine. And just starts trudging towards the barn. Not impressed. The ruff looks like it wilted slightly as he makes his way over there.
How far are we from town? Like, if you were riding
Sorry,
on a
Bart,
horse,
you're muted.
full pace.
How far? What? Sorry, from Breena's thing.
How far are we from town?
Oh, several miles from town. You, looking at your map, and I'll use your navigator's things from before. I don't think there's any point rolling it again. You would say it's. I mean, if you're going via horseback, it would probably take you half a day from here, maybe slightly more. On foot, it's going to take you a bit longer than that.
I'm going to turn to the group like, Naeris should only be an hour or so ahead of us in trying to get into town. I may leave for the night and try and catch up. If these people had wanted us to bring her there, that doppelganger is still running around. There's General Dix just around Hillberg. I feel like we should make sure she's safe for them. So in case she's got another doppelganger uncle that's going to try and kidnap her. You can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, we can.
I'm sensing some Big Brother vibes. I like it. I dig it. I dig it.
I mean, what's the proposition here, Seth?
I was going to ride the horse. We've only got the horse and dire capybara, so I thought I'd ride ahead to try and catch up towards Naeris so that she's not alone in the town of people that kidnap her.
Okay. Well, Mr.
And then
Seth,
we'll meet you at the house tomorrow.
very good. May the light of the ape guide your path. I'll give you a guidance for the journey.
Yes,
If I have to
good
roll
luck
the
to
journey,
you.
I would like to do that immediately.
Sure. How's Fleeting reacting to this?
Stoically. And Fleeting is shadowing Seth's every step on this one, as per, I think.
So he's going to go with him to Hillberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. So Seth, as you go to leave majestically on your horseback, heroically you might say, to go and save your companion from whatever dangers may lurk, you are shadowed, in fact, by a turquoise tiefling on a dire capybara, almost mocking your every move, just by their presence.
Let's go, Fleeting.
Sure thing.
And
You are so good at fleeting.
Thank you.
so the
As
two of
well,
you-
as they're going away,
Yeah.
they're going away, everyone else, the people with the high passive perception in the group that are remaining, just over here, Fleeting go. You were deliberately not getting into that door, weren't you? You could totally have done that.
Yeah, 100%. Magic doors. What?
I knew it.
They can't stop me.
I knew it. So leaves only the three of you behind as you two start riding for Hillberg. Can you both make Constitution saving throws? Both of you, please.
What am I adding for? Oh, it's not guidance. Never mind.
It's a 14 for Fleeting.
14. Okay.
13 for Seth.
Okay, so you get back to Hillberg by sort of late morning the next day. You do suffer a point of exhaustion each from the journey overnight, but you get there nonetheless. Meanwhile, back with the rest of the party, well, half the party now. Leo, Malar, Breena, you sleep in the barn overnight.
Yep.
Leo wakes up completely unimpressed, and you can see mud sticking to his cloak of many fashions. Despite how many times he changes it, it's still stuck to it.
Can I get a date?
I don't... yes. What day were we on before we started the session?
The 13th. I'm
You were
sure.
on the day before Malar's birthday.
So it's Malar's birthday, the 14th, this morning, which is a great... that's a very good point.
Okay, so Malar is going to take a long rest. And he's going to wake up, and he is just going to cast. Make sure I've got it. Come on. He is going to cast. He is going to cast a spell. He's going to cast create food.
Oh, yeah.
Third level. Create food and water. He's going to create a small banquet of sort of cake, sweet baklava, and fruits and fun nibbles. They don't taste of anything but they look nice.
And there is a yellow aura about them, a straw-like aura, as you cast this spell, and you feel a warmth within you, Malar. This is truly a special day for you, and it seems that the gods have taken that into account as well. You feel the warmth of Festir within you as well, and for a moment you see a wheat sheaf appear as you create this banquet. As you are blessed by the gods on your birthday, Malar, you receive 2 luck points, which you may use during this day. So this means you can use these luck points at any time to give yourself advantage on a roll, or to re-roll, should I say, to re-roll any 2 rolls.
Cool.
Just keep track of the points.
Sure thing.
Oh, Fleeting's got that as well, doesn't he?
Fleeting's got 3 luck points because he's got the lucky feet.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Just so batshit, but yes.
It's actually, I'm not sure it's in his character sheet.
No, he never did it because he
No,
was
he never-
deciding
he never-
between that and another thing, and he literally never updated it.
Oh, he has 3 luck points anyway. So yeah, as the other 2 rise, Breena and Leobrin suitably unimpressed, but you both see Malar finishing off this ritual. Is it a ritual, or is it just an action or a minute spell?
It's a spell.
Cool. Finishing the spell, and see all this food laid out before you.
That looks amazing.
Yes, it is impressive.
Thank you. It's don't eat what you can. I don't feel you have to finish it all. It won't taste of much, but it will be sustaining for the day. Enjoy.
Thank you. What's the occasion? It looks very fancy.
Oh well, it is my birthday today, Breena. I am 96 years young.
Happy birthday! We should sing for you. No, cool.
No, that's
Leobrin.
quite alright.
We don't have to sing. We could
should.
We could do something else.
What?
Well, we could not sing, and we could instead we could get him a gift.
Oh
Well-
no! Let us just eat, be merry, and head back and find Ms. Naeris and the group and make sure everybody got back fine. Oh, in fact, actually, no. We need to go and find Breena's little hideout. Yes. Fear not. Spending my day with pleasant company, doing the good work of the 8. More gift than I could ever need.
Breena starts singing, and I'm not going to do that to you guys, but she starts singing, ignores all of that. And she starts rummaging through her pack and pulls out one of the trinkets that she's carrying. It's a little glass orb, and it's filled with water, and there's a clockwork goldfish that swims in it. And she'll give that to Malar. Here you go, happy birthday.
Thank you, miss. Much appreciated.
And she'll look at Leobrin. What are you giving him?
And Leobrin looks at his cloak of many fashions, which it's still got mud on it, and he removes the cloak because the sight of mud does offend him, and the fact that he can't remove it is even worse. But then turns around with a little bit of a side smile. Well, Malar, as it's your special day, you should wear the special cloak. And he basically makes the cloak appear to be this red velvet with like a white white fur trim cloak, so almost regal looking. and presents it to you. It still has mud cake to it, but it's in places. But for the most part, it looks very, very jazzy, and it kind of sparkles a little bit. And hands it over to you, Malar. Just for today, though.
Oh, that's awful kind, Mr. Leobrin. But I insist, you should keep a hold of this and maybe clean it up a bit. And your sparkling company on the journey today will be all the gift you need provided.
Your flattery. I'm sure we'll find something more suitable for you in today's travel, though. Maybe at Breena's home, perhaps.
Well, I am hoping that Ms. Breena will be able to concoct some of the filter of life, such as it is, and help with the werewolf problem back in Hilda.
If I can't, my mom will.
Eat up, we should be on our way.
Yep.
Certainly. And you see as Leo, very enthusiastically goes for the first mouthful, pauses, realizes the food doesn't really taste of anything, and then it is a lot slower to consume after that. But
Breena's enthusiastic. She doesn't care.
But once you polish off that meal, you guys, you're then free to continue on towards trying to make your way back to Breena's home. Now, who's leading the way out of the three of you?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, Mala. So this will be a history check.
Histoire. Sure. Okay.
Histoire.
Oh, that. You know what? I'm going to spend a luck point. Apparently, I have that now.
Hey!
So re-roll that.
Good job you got that.
Oh, that was worse. 8.
All right. For several hours, the three of you are moving across the wilderness, trying to find the way back to the formation of rocks where Breena first appeared to the party. And after tying yourselves in knots, going around in circles, and other such phrases, you find yourself in a clearing amongst the foothills, which seems on track, but it's quite a barren landscape, so it's hard to tell if you're in the right place or not. But you do hear a voice on the horizon. Malar? Is that you? Malar? Mr. Shade Creek, is that right?
Oh, hello. I look around.
Make a perception check.
Okay, that's 21.
So you spot emerging from a shrub. There's a few shrubs around, dotted about the landscape. In a sort of camo green cloak, the leather armor, and you recognise the motif, the emblem on the crest of the crest, on the armor, and recognise the swooping, dashing hair of Greenblade as he appears, the ranger. What are you doing out here?
I'll close with him at this point. Oh, Mr. Greenblade, I thought you were looking after Mr. Jackman. The dagger, is it with you? Is it safe?
Well, if my animal messenger got to you unhurt, then yes, that was the message I sent to you. That the Jackman had been taken and the blade was safe. But I thought you were heading to. I gathered you were looking for him and were going to a mountain or something.
Oh,
what are you doing here?
We have found Mr. Jackman, and he is now on his way back to Hilberg, and we had a bit of a fracas up in the mountains. Some bird people and some wyvern. But Mr. Jackman is now safe. the Dragon Blade, is it? How
It's in the safe place.
Safe is it?
It's
Okay,
in my
very
it's in my underground safe house. I'm afraid I can't say where it is, but that's probably for the best, right?
Oh, indeed, agreed. The knowledge should be partitioned off first, for these things at least. Excellent. What are you doing out here, such as you are?
Well, I was trying to track down Jackburn, but I guess you've found him first, so excellent news. In which case, I guess I'll be heading back to Hilberg, or at least Half-Light Forest, you know, my area to oversee nature, make sure civilization and nature are not colliding too much, you know.
Oh, indeed. I would make haste to Greenblade, and like I say, if you want to swing by Hilberg and hop in and see Mr. Jackbin, I understand he has a couple of ideas for the town.
Oh,
we must,
yes.
yes, we must be on our way. We are trying to resolve something of a werewolf situation.
Well, stay safe, and may the 8 go with you, Deacon, sir. Of course.
And also with you. I'll give him a guide.
I'm sure I'll see you around town. I'm not really well liked in the Trickle Inn, but perhaps outside of the walls.
Oh, indeed. Farewell.
To you, and he immediately turns on his heels, kind of acknowledges the other two, goes hello, and then bows and leaves.
Cool.
You still don't know where the fuck you are, though, is the problem.
I'll sort of. Oh, Ms. Breena, can you come over here, and I'll actually lift Breena up and sort of try and sort of hold her up and use her to look around. Do you see where we need to be going, Ms. Breena?
Do I?
You can make Breena. You can make either a perception check or a history check, your choice.
Oh, I want to be clear that I'm not saying any of these. I want to be clear. I'm not saying these are necessarily bad character choices. But I do just want to point out that the DM just delivered a ranger to you while you were lost, and then
the DM
after
could just
ignoring
let us find
that,
the hole. It doesn't have to be a quest to find the hole. Just we'll find the hole.
It's free
go.
will. It's free will, you guys. Like, you know, you choose what you do and what you don't do, and it suited the characters. I'm all for it. But yes, I did. Yes, a ranger did turn up. But hey, he's gone now. That's in the past.
But
Let's
then,
go.
as a follow-up, you went right. We need to get a better understanding of the lie of the land, and then you picked up literally the shortest person any of us have ever met. And then held her above your head.
It's her home we're looking for. That makes sense, I think.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. But I love the comedy of that, though. But go ahead. So it's either perception or history, your choice.
Yeah, 15 on the die, and it's +4 on history, so 19.
Ooh. Okay, you
+5
recognise
actually, so 20.
You recognise actually you're not too far away from where you first met them. In fact, you think you know the location of that formation of rocks which has the secret door to Swerfhaven.
Oh, I know where we are. Put me down. Or I'll just point. I can stay, and I'll point where we're going. That
There
way.
you go. So so you continue on following Breena's direction this time, and within half an hour or so you come across that formation of rocks.
Okay. Breena's getting a little nervous now, getting back to her family. But she did what she set out to do, so she is going to... does she know? I assume she knows how to open the door.
She does. She knows how to open the secret door. I mean, being that this is probably the first time you've actually in practice gone out into the world for an extended period of time, yeah, you would know.
Cool. So I'll open a door.
Just open the hatch.
Yep.
And for the other two, I mean, Leobrin was the one who was the first bore witness to this anyway, so it seems he's not too phased or surprised by it. Malar, this is quite strange that Breena's just opened up the rock itself like it was a door. Quite bizarre inside this rock formation. And the hatch itself is not particularly wide. It's roughly 2.5 feet wide, and then just 2 feet tall. It's quite a small hatch.
I mean, I'd like to invite you in, Mala. Will you fit?
Oh, I am happy and content to wait, Miss Breena, but I thank you for your offer of accommodation. But please do hurry back. I am somewhat eager to assist our charges.
Definitely. I'll be right back as soon as I can.
Leo looks in as well, and it's actually wider inside. It's just the hatch itself is small. And he goes, well, I could go. Although Ceilings and I haven't had the best history.
Oh, we made these tunnels. They're very sturdy. You're safe.
And he kind of whispers, maybe I could get something from Mala down here, perhaps.
I'm sure you can ask. We do a lot of trinkets.
All right, let's. We will see you shortly, Malar. I will look after Breena and make sure she's safe.
Oh, take your time. In fact, Miss Breena, do you know where you're going in here?
Oh, yeah. This is my home.
Okay, very good.
So the two of
Have
you
fun, and I'll be here.
climb.
Okay.
The two of you climb inside and start descending down the slope. Which Breena, it is at such an angle that if you wanted to, you could slide down it. It's pretty easy to do so.
I absolutely would.
Would generate a lot of dust. But as given that reaction, you're just going straight for it down there, with Leo behind you, just getting dust in his face and just having the worst day ever.
Oh no!
Just getting so filthy, and having no way to remove it, as you two can descend down into Swerfhaven. Meanwhile, cutting back to Hilberg, we have Naeris. Hello. So you wake up, having rested overnight.
Love it already. A long rest.
A long rest.
I forgot those were a thing.
You wake up of your
I'm
own
looking
accord.
this way because you're here.
You can see the sun streaking through the window of your room. Appears to be a good day. You can hear the hustle and bustle of the town, just distant in the background, just the crowds of people around the market. You can hear the telltale sounds of that. And Brynland hasn't come up to disturb you. He hasn't intruded at all. It's just you in your room, door closed. It's nice.
I guess I'll get up and go and disturb him, since I'm really good at that.
Excellent. So you head downstairs, and he's
Like a real teenager, probably like a little bit disheveled, and like a bit of attitude, but not too much,
And in true teenage fashion, when you get down there, you realize it's nearly midday, and he's already hard at work.
I'm gonna go try to like impress him a little bit with trying to fletch a few arrows, as I was doing last time when I was with him.
Yeah. Okay, so for this, you've done it before, so I will say you can make a history check to remember how you did it.
Ooh. I have rolled 19, darling.
So you remember exactly. It's like muscle memory. You don't even.
Yeah,
think
it's +2, so 21.
As you start doing it, you just you even can switch off. It's almost like a moment of tranquility as you'll just start fletching these arrows. And he looks over to you while you're doing that. There is a modicum of being impressed on his face. Raises one eyebrow.
She kind of blushes and she's like, "Yay!" Like a little moment, like I did good.
Amazing what a
Little quiet, but say absolutely nothing.
It's just like he just mutters to himself. Amazing what a good night's rest can do, I guess.
Or some murder. Anyway, so after that, I guess, can I grab a couple of arrows still? Because, I fletched them.
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
I'll just
keep them.
as a token. They'll just be like, I'll just grab a couple more arrows just because I fletched them and I feel like it. And then I guess I'll start sort of packing my things slowly. And I guess to Berlin, just can I grab some food for the way? Because you used the ration last time. So I need to, like I said, move along. So but I will be back.
Sure, it's a free country. I mean, we're not on rationing here like they are in Wachir. You're going to help yourself.
Thank you. So yeah, I might be gone for a while. There's with me, there's always a thing. But I think you'll be safer if I'm not here and if you genuinely don't know where I'm going.
It's pretty mysterious, but well, your parents were just as mysterious, going off on adventures and disappearing for God knows how long. So
I'll be back.
I guess you don't fall far from the tree. So, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, mind you gonna be swinging by this workshop again before you leave, or?
I haven't decided yet.
All right. Well, if you do,
I'm not. The thing is, that she kind of looks out and she looks. I'm guessing it's a nice day. There's people and everything.
Oh yeah.
I think I might wait till the cover of darkness to leave. Nobody can see me here. Nobody. I was never here, as far as everyone's concerned.
All right. Well, if you do pop by here before you leave,
I'm not popping by. I'm staying until until nightfall.
Good. I got a little something I've got to pick up for you, but I'll give it to you before you leave.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Uncle. And in the meantime, do you need any more arrows fletched? I could just hang out.
Well,
I know you're not here for the conversation, so.
Well, it seems like you've mastered the arrows. So how about I get you involved in one of our bigger projects here?
I would like that.
All right. Now hand me that planer there, and I'll show you how we start making benches.
There.
Gonna get to work.
Have it.
Yeah. Immediately takes it with his muscular arm, clearly bulging from a day's hard work. Well, half a day's hard work already. Now, Seth and Fleeting arrived in Hillberg probably just before this exchange happened with Naeris. So what are you guys, what are you going to do when you get back to Hillberg? What's the plan? You're muted, Seth. James, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Since we probably like running a couple hours behind her or something, wouldn't we have been?
Due to the detour and stuff that you're on foot, whereas Naeris took off on horse straight away from meeting Fleeting, she was well ahead of you guys. She's hours ahead of you.
Okay, so if we just get in there, then we'll go. Did she tell Fleeting that she was going to her uncle's?
I think she just said back to Hillberg, as far as I recall. I don't know if she specifically said her uncle's place.
I don't think I even said uncle's place, did I? I think I said the snake place, but.
You said that, but then you told Fleeting you were going to town.
Okay, yeah, I told him to town. I didn't tell him that I'm visiting my uncle.
Then we'll probably try the house first before we try our uncle's, and so we'd go there and then to the uncle's place probably.
Cool. So when you get to the house, big stately home, you are greeted as the door unlocks. You hear the cheerful voice of your housekeeper, Fenelon Henley. It's like, "Oh, hello, dears. Welcome back. It is so good to hear from you." And then starts fussing over you two immediately as you look exhausted.
Hey, have you seen Naeris?
Oh, no, I have not, no.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Let us know if you see her.
Okay. see you anon. Just lets you leave, and you leave.
Go to uncle's.
All right. So Naeris, after about half an hour of doing some planing work, which is it's impressive because it's almost like watching an apple or something be peeled. The way this planer glides through the wood. You are then interrupted as the bell of the shop rings, the doorbell. The door opens, ding, 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 and turn around and see unmistakably the two members of your party who wear tricorn hats, but one of them is turquoise and the other one has a maroon scarf.
Guys, I thought we were meeting at the snake place.
Yeah, but you told Fleeton you were coming to town.
True, but I didn't know you. Okay, never mind. So how are you, Uncle? Have you met them?
Yeah, I've met
We
your
met
friends before.
briefly.
Sure.
There. Okay, great. And I'm sure that you guys totally didn't stick out like sore thumbs walking into the shop. Okay, great.
Yeah, I met you guys at Korak.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Where we
Well-
came to save you, Naeris, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you guys want to hang out, or is there something urgent happening, or what's going
We
on?
We came back just to make sure that you were okay, because
Oh, okay.
everyone keeps trying to kidnap you and such. The others are stopping by Breena's to try and get the potion made for
So-
all the people with very unfortunate luck of meeting us.
As Seth is talking, like her expression generally is like, "Aw, they care about me." Like didn't say it, but she was like, "They're like, oh, Seth said nice things that didn't involve stabbing."
Seth said nice things. That's character growth.
That's character there.
I'm very tired. Very tired. We've been riding all day.
You must be very tired.
We told
Uncle,
the
is
others
it
we'd meet them
okay
at
if
the house.
do you guys want to rest up here? Or?
We told the others we'd meet them at our house just so we could, whenever they got to town. So do you want to come back to the house with us?
This is so funny. It's like, can Naeris come and play at our house?
That's literally what's happening right now, and I'm all for it.
Looks at their uncle. Okay. I guess we can finish this up another time. I think
We'll
it's just
have it
best
back
if.
by dinner.
I mean,
Exactly.
Naeris, you're an adult. You can go to somebody else's house if that's what you want to do.
But
That's
you
fine.
mentioned you have something, so we have to come back to the workshop before we leave, okay?
Okay, we'll have a home before
Yeah.
night. We'll
Hey,
have-
Okay.
hey, I could always swing by your house. It's not a big deal. I'm going out to collect
I-
the thing anyway.
Okay. Yes.
I will
and-
draw him a map.
I'm going to give him my key,
All right.
just in case. I have to
As
give
in-
Brinlin my key to the house. I have a
To
key to the house, don't I?
Oh,
To Brinlin.
To the
To my uncle.
Their house. Their house.
Yeah,
Sorry,
to their
not-
house, yes.
Not Brinlin's house. To yeah. Okay, good, cool. That's fine. Takes the key. And just nods and says, "You be safe out there, all right?"
Right back at you.
Yeah.
And so I go gather my things and follow my friend.
Off you go. 3 of you gonna go back to the house.
Should awkwardly waddle out as well, like. Like-
Remind me what your
For some reason, there's a bike outside with like tassels off the handlebars.
Exactly.
Naeris then gets on and cycles away.
Yeah,
Hell to
with
the-
little
yes.
daisies.
little boombox on the back, playing
No,
out some
no, that's
nostalgic
not a
tunes.
boombox. That's like Fleeting and Seth's like riots.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna come back. It's like, Uncle, can I take Louse out later?
Yes, Naeris.
saying.
Carries on his work. So the three of you, I believe Seth has the highest passive perception. Seth, what's your passive perception?
I think that is a lie.
Oh.
My passive perception 13.
And Naeris, what's your passive perception? Forgot.
Also
Elf.
14 actually.
14.
I thought it was
Yeah,
13.
elf. You're
14.
right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fine. So, as you're going through the market and back towards the house, well, around the market rather than through it, you note some of the faces that you recognise as you go through the town. Somebody for a second catches your eye, Naeris. No, because you weren't there, so you wouldn't have recognised them at all. But with a 13, I think, Seth, there is, for a fleeting moment, no pun intended, you spot somebody.
Intended.
You spot a face that you recognise in the crowd for a moment, and then it disappears. But you have just this. Can you make a history check? You've just got something in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, who was that? Why do I?
17.
17. Okay. Takes you a moment as you arrive back at the house. You suddenly go. Suddenly a name comes to you. Alan?
Is he the thug that we met at the town next to us?
I don't know. Is he?
We were talking about this earlier. Alan's the guy whose hand we chopped off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he had like a super casual, normal name.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a few of them around.
Just judging from Angelique's face, it's like, yes, that happened. Yes. It was a different time, except it was exactly the same.
Wasn't it such a different time that this happened while we were doing sessions in person?
Yes.
Yeah. And
reaching back into the mist
credit,
of time.
we got the name right. We named the person pretty quick.
Yeah. It was with fake
That
wrestling or
was
something.
a real life history check there. Come on.
So the three of you head back to the house. What are you doing at the house? What's the plan?
Mentally making a plan to kill Alan, but in general for other people at the house. Does our house have a garden?
Small one, yes. There's kind of a little grassy area next to the stable. Yeah.
Cool. I want to say, Naeris, while we wait for the others, can we try something?
It depends on what you want to try.
When we were fighting
down to the creek.
manticores-
You what?
There's a swing down to the creek.
Yeah. Let's go catch fireflies.
Yeah. Go on, what's your suggestion, sir?
When we were fighting the manticores, you looked like you were holding back on using your fire powers, and instead chose to use a bow and arrow.
Because I was near people and I didn't want you to be singed by my fieriness.
I thought we could try and practice your fieriness to make sure that you so that you wouldn't burn us.
I'm
No
not.
deal.
I don't know many.
I need more information.
I don't know many wizards and sorcerers that burn people around them when they cast spells, and those that do can sometimes control it. They just burn enemies. So I thought, if we get you to fire out a firebolt, towards the ground or something, we can try moving, like, say, a branch or something close to you to work on you not lighting it on fire.
Okay.
So I thought if we started
sounds
practicing
fun,
this a little
actually.
bit, eventually you may
It just
stop burning us so that you can go full fire on enemies.
it's a great idea. I wonder what the neighbors will say with the bonfires and the backyard, but it is drawing a lot of attention to us when we really don't want to be doing that.
Fleeting says, "I'm sure it'll be fine," and that which is the moment you realise he is now hanging upside down from the ceiling. You didn't see him get up there. He's just suddenly you turn and just jeez.
She just looks at him and just goes like,
Fleeting, I forget. Are you fireproof or fire resistant?
I think he's resistant.
Out of character, he's fire resistant. In character, I'm definitely fireproof.
Okay, so we can use Fleeting as a target to practice, so he can, when you're on fire, if it doesn't burn him, we'll be fine.
I really, really don't want to.
No, I trust Fleeting. If he says he's fireproof, he's fireproof.
This session is just a session we abuse everyone who's present.
I'm trying really hard not to, but it's really difficult saying in character.
I just real. I am.
Okay, fine. We'll firebolt the ground, and then we'll use a stick to see if it doesn't light on fire when it comes near you, and we'll work on that until the others come.
Okay, but if I swear to God, Seth, if this brings another band of thugs anywhere near, well, I don't even care if it's us. It's more if it brings thugs anywhere near my uncle.
You can control fire as well, can't you? So if it gets out of hand, you can just make it diddle.
I could control things that well. Do you think I would have burned things to the ground in Kothar?
Yeah, that's you turning on fire. That's what we're working on.
Okay, well, the me turning on fire is a bit new, but okay, let's you seem insistent, so
There's a clank and 2 buckets are now underneath Fleeting, full of water. He's still hanging from the ceiling and has not visibly or audibly moved. But there are now 2 buckets of water. He says, "These might help."
It's a very smart thing.
Thank you,
okay,
Fleeting.
Fleeting?
I don't know what you mean, buddy.
Sure.
Say more.
Okay, well, shall we begin? Or do you want to rest up, or,
No, I'm just going to grab the water buckets, just to be safe. And
just
go to the
Naeris
garden.
ponders what she's gotten herself into since she left home.
Come on,
for a
it's magic
moment,
training
and then
time.
And then cue the montage.
Yeah.
Cue the montage of 1 minute. And
Yes,
house is on
exactly.
fire.
Da, 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 da. Okay, what am I doing?
No one tell Naeris' uncle.
So you guys head round
Don't-
to the grassy
don't tell
area
Lizzo.
by the stable, around the shady side of the house. The dire capybara seems to sense something weird's going on here and shuffles to the furthest point of the stable.
This is so teenagers hanging out together, like in the afternoon. Just doing
Yeah,
three of
it's not
you.
a fire.
Fleeting with his buckets of water like the fire marshal that he wants to be as the paladin.
I swear, if one of us was wearing like, stonewashed jeans that are too high, that'd be.
I have been waiting for a chance for the responsible ones to not be here to try this.
Okay, let's do this.
Seth's there with his wallet attached via a chain, a very long chain that.
Oh
attaches
Jesus,
to his
Jack!
wallet.
Don't do this to me, Jack. No, I can't.
Uh,
I can't make it.
As you guys
there's-
prepare to commit arson around the side of your house,
We're just messing around.
just messing around, just
Yeah.
three delinquents messing around. Meanwhile,
I've got a.
So what are we doing? What's happening?
we'll find out. We're cutting away from you guys
Okay,
before whatever
okay.
that is that goes on. Back to Breena and Leobrin descending into Swerfhaven. So at the bottom of the ledge, that very steep ledge, Breena, which you know all too well, is a little corridor, and by little it's 4 feet high. So Leobrin is having to stoop down quite some to go with you and follow you through this archway and into Swerfhaven, which of course you know, being that you've grown up there. You spent all of your life there pretty much. The only glow that's visible, which to aid the kind of being able to see in Swerfhaven are these luminous fungi which cling to the cavern in places. What Leobrin sees for the very first time is a very large open chamber cave. It's a natural cave, but a hugely large one. With dotted about the place looks like several different groups of deep gnomes like Breena, but all of them have, aside from Breena, notably, have very colourful hair. All kinds of different colours, ranging from hot pinks to almost neon green. All kinds of colours, like ravers from the 90s, and some blues in there as well, and all the things. But there is no music, so it's not quite a rave. And they're all dressed in very simple clothes, just like Breena is. And it seems that various areas are for different things. There is a place set up with which Breena makes a beeline to, actually, which has many desks with alchemical equipment, vials, jars, and little brewing cauldrons bubbling away to one side. At the center of this place appears to be let's see. The center is it's just an open space, but many seem to be bent down, prostrate in prayer, which you recognise, Breena, as those devoted to Bright Gem, believing to be the goddess that created Swerfs from diamonds. They don't seem to notice Breena at first upon entering, but they all of the nearest Swerfs in the vicinity kind of go, "Ooh," looking at Leobrin and whispering amongst themselves in Undercommon, like, "Who's this? What's going on here?" And then pushing through the crowd, Breena, you recognise the overly large glasses, the oversized, incredibly thick glasses of Orderly Swerf, the treasurer and keeper of laws in Swerfhaven, who kind of pushes apart the crowd and walks up looking very officious despite wearing general rags like the rest of you. Hello, Breena. Who's this you've brought with you?
Oh, he is the person that helped me above ground. And we're here to see Sapphire.
You know there are laws about bringing outsiders into Swerfhaven. I hope you have a good reason for this intrusion.
You know why I went above ground, don't you?
Yes, of course. I know the reason for that. And he starts awkwardly playing with his turquoise hair that's been stuck up into a kind of wave, like a flame.
Well, thanks to him, I succeeded in my mission. So I think he gets to be here.
Oh, well, this sounds like something to be taken up with your mother, as
I said, I'm here to see Sapphire.
Of course. And adjusts his glasses, keeps habitually. Right this way. Make room, everyone. Make room. Breena's coming through with her friend, and he just keeps on looking at Leobrin and looking him up and down to see if he's got any valuable items on him.
I'll look back to Leobrin and say, he likes to puff his chest, but he's fine.
I'm incredibly dusty, and Leobrin has just spent this entire time trying to clean his face.
Oh, don't bother with that right now. You'll just get more and more dusty as we go in. I'm sorry.
Oh, why? I don't know why I agreed to come down here.
It's okay. We'll get you cleaned up when we're done. Don't worry.
Okay. Lead on.
Yep.
And so you push through the crowd. It's an open colony of Swerfs, which you recognise the communal living. Breena, you're completely used to this, but for Leobrin, this is very odd. I won't go into too much detail. Obviously, Leobrin's not here, so we will skim over it a little bit. But you head over to the laboratory area, where you see Sapphire Swerf, your mother, recognizing her bob of rich blue hair, but with unlike most of the other oh no, actually everyone, they are wearing rags, but hers are immaculate white, obviously useful as an alchemist. And she kind of looks at, oh, I've been so worried about you, Breena. Where have you been? Why have you gone so long?
She wouldn't call me that.
Oh, oh no, you're sorry, you're quite right. I got that wrong. Sparkle, thank you. It's been so long. Oh, Sparkle, Sparkle Swerf, I've been so worried about you. Is everything okay? Who's the elf you brought with you?
Mom, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm good, and I actually have really good news. But please don't call me that again. I've asked you a million times.
But you were Sparkle. I brought you into the world, and I named you Sparkle, so your name is Sparkle. None of this Breena nonsense that you keep saying.
Well, you named me that too.
No, but you know how life in Sverfhaven is. We must all refer to ourselves by our much more jolly, sparkly names. Sparkle Sverf.
Why can't we just be jolly instead?
It's very hard to be, but at least if we name ourselves as such, it's one step in the right direction.
No, I know. Okay.
Now,
Fine.
why have you
Just
brought this
don't mention my
gentleman?
hair.
Why have you brought this gentleman here?
I found a recipe, Mum, and he helped me.
A recipe? And her expression does change. For a moment, there is a glimmer of joy in her. A recipe?
No, the recipe.
The one you were sent for?
Yes.
Oh, marvellous. Well, that is good news. Have you not spoken to Amethyst yet? Seeing as she is the facet of Bright Gem, she's the one who deals with the gods and such. You should probably speak to her. In fact, it's probably the wrong way to speak to me first. You know the rules.
I know, but I missed you.
Yes, well, I was worried about you, and I'm glad you're back. But, well, can I see the recipe?
Yeah. And she'll excitedly pull it out and give it to her.
You know that you're, and she's as she's adjusting her latest experiment, kind of turning off, smoting the flames. She kind of turns to you. You know that exuberance could get you into trouble, young lady.
It's how I got the recipe, Mom.
Fine. And then she takes the recipe from you once you bring it forth. Aha. I haven't seen this in so long. I was but a girl last time I saw this.
But it is the right one, yeah?
Yes, I recognize the writing, yes. This was... my predecessor wrote this, yes. Oh no. It's going to take me a while to make this. We have some rare ingredients which are needed for this.
Okay. Do we not have those?
There is one ingredient we don't have already. Unfortunately... oh no. No. I can't ask you to go back to the surface, no.
Oh, she's really trying very hard not to grin. I'll do whatever's necessary for the clan.
It's called ginseng.
So my friend here, he's not the only one that helped me. There's more, and without them, I wouldn't have succeeded.
More outsiders? They're not here, are they?
No, they're not.
Oh,
but
good.
They are waiting word from me to say that I'm safe, and that we succeeded, that this is the recipe we needed. But they are waiting, so I could go back and have them help me again.
What? And not tell Amethyst Smurf that you were guided by the gods, or not even tell Elder Swerf. I mean, we need to clear it with Elder Swerf, surely.
I mean, I have been guided by the gods. You know, I had that vision.
Well, I don't understand these matters with the gods. I thought it was for Amethyst to talk about gods.
Fine, I'll go talk to him, but I can get the ingredient.
But yes.
Fine.
Well, if you must go back to the surface, then yes, it would be very useful if you were to get some ginseng. Oh, there is one other thing. Well, Elder Sverf wanted to tell you this himself, but herself. But we're running out of gems.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And that Zorn that protects our colony is growing a bit restless. Once we run out, it may decide to leave. And you know what that means, Breena.
I do.
So, if you were able to acquire gems while you're up there, that would be very good for the colony.
I'm sure we can do that, right, Leoberin?
One of our company found a large resource of gems. We definitely could get something for you. Good. Well, that's a relief. And her expression doesn't change. Still heavy brow. Still basically frowning the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, it was lovely to see you.
It was good to see you too. Even when you won't call me by my name.
Just brief, wasn't it? But such is life. For those on the surface, I suppose.
Yeah, but I'll be back. I'll just get those ingredients and I'll be right back.
If you don't come back, Sparkle, I will never forgive you.
Mom, Breena!
I'm not going to call you that. That's not your name.
I'll go talk to Amethyst then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Have you been well?
Oh, keep on getting checkups with the medical sverfs. Just to make sure, in my years that everything's fine. But, nothing major.
What do you mean?
Oh, just no major illness. Just the odd crick in the hip and the occasional stomach bug. But no, everything's well.
Right. That's just you being positive again, isn't it?
Yeah, you just kind of get the vibes that this is your mum in her hypochondria that she has exhibited before. All doom and gloom.
Yeah. Well, you take good care of yourself then, and I'll go talk to Amethyst.
Yes, and you, Master Elf, better take very good care of Sparkle. And just gives him the look. Even the Oberyn, it seems a little bit concerned by this look. Not intimidated as such, but okay, fine, good, nice to meet you, and then leaves with you.
Yep.
So after a brief exchange with Amethyst Sverf, who preaches on and on about Bright Gem and how they've got it all wrong, and that it's not this guy called Keith that you're following, it's Bright Gem herself, because you know nothing of the gods, blah blah blah, just talks at you for 5 minutes, eventually allows you to leave.
Great. Okay, so ginseng and gems, that's what we need.
Ginseng and gems. Right. Do you want to lead the way back up?
Yeah, sure. Then we can get you cleaned up.
And you're sure there isn't another way out? Not just the dirty, dusty slope?
We're underground. I don't think you can avoid the dirt.
I know I don't like underground. Fine, let's go. Much prefer the outdoors. Don't know why I agreed to come. Okay, and you guys start ascending out. Moments later, arrive at the top. Malar, you've been waiting there for a good 20 minutes or so, maybe near a half an hour, when they reappear.
Cool beans.
Yep, and Breena will relay everything to Malar.
And then you can do that on the way back to Hilberg, I suppose.
Yep.
So that
Exactly.
means that you guys will arrive in Hilberg by the evening. So, which hopefully means we will all be reunited by the end of this session. Woo!
Yeah.
So, meanwhile,
Except for Brukon.
except for Brukon. Speaking of Brukon, this day, Brukon, you overnight was for once was a relatively jolly affair from what your experience of monasteries are. They're not really for partying, but there seemed to be some kind of celebration that evening, celebrating being free of the manticores. In what way monks can that don't drink. So not the kind of celebrations you're used to, but certainly there was some dancing. There was Aarakocra form. Kind of they some of them are called sky dancers, the ones that wield the swords that you fought before, and they kind of show this, but more of an artistic form. How they kind of form rings around the perimeter of the Eyrie, making shapes, kind of like synchronized swimming, but for the sky. It was an impressive display. You are offered some food. It is not the food you are used to. It is nuts and berries. That's all they offer. That's what they eat. But it's serviceable. And when you wake up in the morning, wake up relatively early with the sun shining inside through the top hatch, as it were, from the Eyrie at quite an early hour, and you notice that already some have risen and are performing calisthenics and other such exercises to greet the day.
Sold. I'm assuming that Brukon is moderately hungover because
On your own supply, probably.
Everyone else is. While all these charmingly sincere ascetic monks are doing their deeply quaint skydancing maneuvers, Brukon will have been taking regular glugs from a hip flask, so he's a little kind of creaky when he wakes up. But this is not his first time at the Hangover Rodeo, so seeing people do calisthenics, Brukon's a joiner inner. He'll do his best to. Are they? Hang on. Question though: Are these calisthenics? Are they in the air while they're doing them? Is this like...
No, some of them are, but no, most of them are on the ground. To be fair.
Cool. Okay. Well, Brukon will sort of calmly and Brukon will have changed from the waistcoat of gleaming into his more his regular attire.
Yep.
And saunter over with hands in the in the kind of breast pockets. Well, not breast pockets, but the waistcoat pockets.
Yep.
Doing your kind of relaxed aristo routine. And just very calmly kind of stroll over, watch for a bit, and then take up a position out of the way a little bit and join in.
Now, Brukon, can you make a charisma saving throw for me? This is just for overnight during the festivities and whatnot. Could you just
sure.
do
Charisma, did you say?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. Well, that's a 7.
Excellent. So as you go down to perform calisthenics, you hear the kind of glugging of a bottle as you do so, and note you have on your person a bottle of very old-looking wine, which you don't recall picking up, but it seems that your habit had got the better of you overnight, and you seem to have acquired a bottle from somewhere.
Cool. So hang on. So what am I adding here?
You got a half full. You got a bottle of wine. It's half full. And you go in to join in with the calisthenics and so on. Join in with the breakfast as you're doing all of these ritualistic behaviours, which are quite common to you given your experience at the Bakfang Monastery some years ago. You observe the Dragonborn are still here. There are less of them than there were the previous day. Some of them have left. There are less wyverns as well. But there are still at least 3 who are kind of just keeping an eye, not really partaking in any activity. More just observing, particularly you, they're keeping an eye on as you continue through the day. After breakfast, you then see on one side of the Eyrie that some of the Aarakocra seem to be practicing martial manoeuvres. With various weapons and things, some of which include the tonfa.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, indeed. But keep it glancing sidelong at the Dragonborn. I'll tell you what. Actually, is it possible to take a slightly, like a semi-oblique route towards where the weapons training is going on that might conceivably allow Brukon to get some kind of are the Dragonborn chatting, and might it be possible for Brukon to try and surreptitiously eavesdrop them a bit?
Yeah, I guess you could nonchalantly walk past and see what you hear. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's give that a go then.
So make a perception check as you go past.
Yes. This is the tricky bit. Okay, 14. Not great, not terrible.
You kind of earwig that, well, it's difficult because for the most part they are speaking in Draconic, and I don't think that's a language you speak. However, despite that, you can get pronouns through there. You can get some proper nouns. So you hear the word Lambold mentioned a few times, and Zarndak are the two names that you hear.
Okay. Brukon will file those away mentally and proceed to join the group doing weapons training. He'll pull out his tonfa and sort of heft it while watching. Are they going through like the kind of equivalent of like Carter? You know, they're doing sort of simple patterns.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay. Well,
do the
Brukon's
basic.
going to try and emulate them.
And at first they seem to kind of politely ignore you as you're kind of shadowing them, but then eventually the instructor just kind of turns and bows respectfully to you along with the rest of them as they go on to the next maneuver, and you continue kind of training that way. So in order to see how well you do with your training on this day, can you make this will be a performance check. Yeah.
Sold. Okay. Give me a better roll, please. Oh yeah, that is definitely better. That's an 18.
Nice. Okay, so you take to these maneuvers like a duck to water. It feels very natural, the way to do it. The main thing you observe is the way that the tonfa is kind of flipped out for it to be used in attack like a club. And then the handle is kind of flicked back over your forearm as a defensive maneuver. That's kind of the basics that they've been going through. You perform very well in your training this day, effectively knocking 2 days off your training for this weapon rather than one. As that continues through the day, you also notice while you're training during the day that Master Talon at one point spends quite a long time by the lake at the centre of the Eyrie and seems to spend a long time there. She has a bronze bowl. And along with a kind of a small bronze rod, for lack of a better word. It effectively looks like a mortar and pestle, only the bowl is a lot thinner. It's not as thick as you'd expect a mortar and pestle to be. And kind of puts that into the water, scoops up some water into the bowl, and then peers into it, and then occasionally rubs the pestle around the. I have got that the right way around. The mortar's the bowl. That's the pestle. I have got it the right way around. So the pestle moves it around the rim of the bowl, and you can hear a little bit of almost a melody kind of appear from that.
I get this. Yep.
A little bit of that. That's some interesting stuff going on there. Yeah. That's it for Brukon for now. But back to the teenagers. Naeris, Seth, and Fleeting.
The little rascals.
The little rascals. So, what was your plan, Seth, of what you want to do here? You basically want Naeris to fire off a fire spell, and then test the stick fireness.
She firebolts to the floor, so it doesn't light everything on fire. Then, because she's used a fire spell, she gets lit on fire.
Yep.
And when she's on fire, if we're just within 5 feet of her, we get lit on fire. So with a stick or something, I'm going to move it towards her, and eventually it'll probably turn on fire. Then take it out, dip it in the water to put the fire out.
Okay.
and want to work on it so that when the stick goes towards her, she doesn't light it on fire, so that we can stand next to her, so that like when she turns on fire, she can either control who gets on fire standing next to her, or if it's just like people that hit her that get on fire or something, so that she can fire off spells without barbecuing all of us again.
Okay. And Naeris, you're on board for this?
The thing is, Naeris would like to always control her abilities more, so it intrigues her. But she's also just kind of skeptical. Because,
Alright.
let's face it, she's had greater and more experienced teachers, and they have failed at teaching her these things.
Yeah, fair enough.
So she's skeptical. But it's
If
not
I
like
see
she
a
has anything
skeptical
else
look
to
at-
do.
If I see a skeptical look, I'm going to say, I have been lit on fire more in the last month traveling with you people than I have in literally a lifetime. When you're a child, everyone tells, oh, stop, drop, and roll when you're on fire. Never had to use it. So we're going to work on this so you don't barbecue us anymore.
It's
Okay.
true. Seth has spent
Okay.
most of his life either on an island or at sea, so fires weren't that
And I
common.
keep getting lit on fire. Most recently by Breena. Have not forgotten.
All right.
I'm going to suggest that I'm sensitive to the fact that casting a spell is inherently out of character for Fleeting Look. But under the circumstances, I feel like bopping a bless on everyone, because it's up to 3 creatures, and wouldn't you know, we got 3 people here, is as as close to an acceptable break from character as we get, and helpful under the circumstances.
I mean, if it protects Seth, then I don't think it's out of character at all.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. So yeah, yes,
Let's do this.
I can see Fleeting's. I can see Fleeting's character sheet, but can't actually use spells from it. So.
Oh, no worries. I can knock
As
them
it
off.
happens, he's got one burned. He's got a slot already, a first level spell slot down already. To be fair, so.
Oh, no worries
It's
then.
like
We'll
we
just
brought
go with that.
one kid that's actually sensible.
He will need He does need a long rest.
I'll take care
Me
of
and
that.
Naeris are just in a park lighting fireworks, and this is the one kid who's like, "Come on, guys, step back, step away from the fireworks."
Right, let's do
Seth
this.
first.
Go. So,
Fleeting Look,
Firebolt away.
it is impossible to understand how this has happened, but Fleeting Look is wearing a high vis jacket.
The fire marshal.
he's got prestidigitate, so he can sort of just be like,
Yeah,
light.
There you go.
yeah.
Okay, or Naeris can help him. She's
So
pretty
Naeris,
down
you-
with
you
prestidigitation.
let off your. That's true. You let off your firebolt, immediately erupt in flame. Seth, you're the one holding the stick.
Yeah, I'm going to slowly move it towards her, and then if it starts to light on fire, put it back and into the bucket.
So yeah, you
Naeris now just stares at Seth like,
what's the strangest part of this is, because you haven't really studied this in any depth before with Naeris, is that you can feel the heat emanating from her, but you don't see. You obviously see the flame erupting around her, just her outline. However, when the stick catches fire, it's not being licked by any of those flames. It just seems the air is so hot around her that it then bursts into flame from hitting when you come within 5 feet of her.
that's right. I'm that hot.
And then I'm going to put the
60
stick
odd
in
sessions
the bucket
before
to
that
cool
came
down.
up. Then yeah, put it out.
Wait for your moment.
You've certainly picked a moment. I like it.
Okay. So, attempt 1. And let's keep going. We've got
Okay.
all the time to try it, and until I can't do it with the stick anymore.
All right.
Like Naeris
So-
starts like trying to target little bits, like to draw a smiley face on the ground as she goes with these fire bolts. He's just
like
like,
you're
how long is he gonna keep doing this? She's like,
I feel like you're working on controlling the wrong bit.
Naeris, can you make a charisma check, please? Just a straight charisma check.
Can she add bless to that?
that?
Yes, you can add bless to it.
What does that do?
You had a D4.
Okay. D4. So that is 8 plus 3 is 11 plus 2 is 13.
So with all your might, you concentrate on the flame, trying to stop it, stop the air, trying to cool the air around you, stop the fire spreading. And you strain and you squint and you feel like you're going to have a nosebleed, and nothing changes. The stick still catches fire in the same place.
So
We keep going. We're going to
Okay.
do this at least an hour every day.
And we
until
get some
Until
snacks.
you get it.
Bleeding, like, can you just? I mean, you might as well. You could totally like get some s'mores or something.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Basically,
We've got enough fire.
barbecue. Is even barbecue? Might as well human grill. Oh, human
Naeris is our
elven
lean,
grill.
mean, fat-reducing grilling machine.
Basically, can we? Yeah, Bleeding, can you get snacks?
Fleeting Look already has in his hands several skewers with kebab meat and slices of green and red pepper on, and is just kind of oh, I didn't think you were ready. Okay, and just kind of like step forward and starts kind of trying to put the skewers on.
There's does like an air fist bump, not touching it.
You note
Anyway.
you note the amount of time that the flames from Naeris last, and it only seems to be roughly 6 seconds from after she cast the spell.
Yeah. 6
Because-
seconds. That feels significant, but why?
So after your fried lunch, grilled lunch, sorry, continue into the afternoon trying this out again. Naeris, you can make one more charisma check, please.
Just like be casting like firebolt at the end of it, like kind of trying, but having like a kebab in my hand and kind of eating in between.
You gotta keep the blood sugar up.
I'm just doing this now for Seth, really, just like another one.
Yes,
soon as you
you are
said
doing
blood
this
sugar, I
Seth,
can just-
so that you stop lighting him on fire.
Yes. So I'm still blessed, aren't I?
I think you've already used
Yeah.
it, right? Is it only one
Oh,
check?
you
But
Yeah,
it's a
probably
kind
been a while.
It would have been a while, but I mean, I don't see any reason why a second one wouldn't be.
You can cast
not
it
a
again
cantrip,
just for
but-
shits and gigs.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
Alright.
well that means this is 21.
Okay, now this time.
Nice.
It seems that the blood sugar. I keep thinking of the song every time I say blood sugar now, but yes, every time you're that makes it a bit more intense, doesn't it? You
I bite off a piece of the kebab, the last one, and like flick the thing away, and I go. Now
Yeah.
that I have.
and the strangest part is when you throw away the stick that you were holding doesn't catch fire. It wasn't on fire at any point. That is odd in itself. But the Seth with his stick, you notice, Seth, you get a bit closer to Naeris this time with the stick, and it doesn't seem to be catching fire. And then suddenly, Naeris, when you realise that the stick you threw hasn't caught fire, you kind of lose concentration, and immediately the stick completely erupts, and you singe your fingers, Seth, like ha ha ha.
Set fingers on fire, put them in the water bucket, and then hands in the air. You almost did one. You almost not burned me.
Nice. Okay.
It's like high five when she's
Yay.
not on fire.
You
No,
hear
so I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna be on fire. Go like, oh. Wait. Hey.
Yeah.
you hear a
How
a chuckle.
much-
Oh, man,
So can we have a
can't believe
moment
it's
to
taken me until-
observe the ground? Can we have a moment to observe the state
Oh yeah,
of the ground?
it is. I mean, this grass is not
Scorched
growing back.
earth.
It is completely scorched.
Scorched earth right
oh,
there.
When did the Oberyn get us back? We can do something about that.
But can
We've got
can
the-
we
the
also
green
note
fingers.
a vague smiley face?
There is a vague smiley face that has been burned into your turf. Yes.
Okay. Yes, I love it. Okay, great.
It's only just now occurred to me that this was a prime opportunity to reuse the Iron Man gag about the fire extinguisher. The extremely overzealous fire extinguisher. Damn it.
Never mind.
Imagine Fleeting Look was there with the fire extinguisher. Anyway.
It's like, okay, how many fire bolts did we use? 120. How many times did Fleeting throw a bucket of water on me? 118.
Good times. You hear a chuckle from behind you, you guys. Turning around, you observe the purple tiefling in his splendid but almost quite ferocious, smouldering armor of Asim Devilblight, lieutenant of the Hillberg Guard.
I just like to sort of note that Naeris does not turn all the way around immediately. She goes over the shoulder because she's smoldering as well. Just like
I sense something. Her presence I have not felt.
Side eye. It's more like side eye. It's like
side eye.
And we're not in our back.
Slow reveal with the smoldering.
What?
Yeah. What? Who dares?
Who dare?
Who dare? No. Yes.
I thought there was a fire over here, so I thought I'd go check it out. But it turns out you are experimenting. Excellent.
Fire can be arranged.
With magic.
Good to see you back in Hillberg. Everything has been kept in order since you have been gone for the most part. I have seen a couple of strange folks go through here, but none more strange than you lot.
Does Naeris know this person?
Yes.
Who's this? Who this?
He's the one that we met when we were capturing the Aracrocras.
Yeah, he's the second in command of the Hillberg Guard.
I would say, excuse me, actually, while you're here, you said you've seen some interesting people. Have you seen this person? I'm going to minor illusion, Alan, or whatever his name.
Yes, I saw
So
somebody.
go to minor illusion, Alan.
Behold, Alan.
The most deadly foe.
I have seen someone with that face, yes, but he was not quite as you have shown there. He had a scar on his brow and a hook where your nubbin is on that.
Yes, he's a criminal from the next town over. He was working with the people involved in that werewolf plot.
Oh no!
I thought I saw him in town, and I just thought, as one of the town's guards, I should make you aware of him.
Yes, I have seen him. We have been. We noted he has left the town, but he seemed to have some business here. I think he went up to the brewery, actually. You know, where those Creation Collective worship the cultists. Yes, where they hang out. Yes.
Is Alan human or dwarf?
What?
In general, just is he a human or a dwarf, Alan?
Alan's a human.
Okay.
Which is, yes, I was not expecting a non-dwarf to go there, so we have tried to get in ourselves, but the entrance is chained up. Well, as long as they're not causing any harm, I suppose there's nothing to worry about. But we will look out for this individual in the future and make sure we stop him. If he is a criminal, as you say, then yes, it would be best to take him off the streets, don't you think?
Yes, he was the one that was involved with sending that first werewolf here into town.
He had a hammer on him, actually. It was a splendid-looking weapon.
When did you see him with a hammer? When did he leave?
Well, I saw him.
Do the thing.
I saw him enter the town with it, but he left without one.
The thing says Fleeting and holds his hand out.
Nothing stirs. It may be too far away.
I'm gonna minor illusion the hammer. Is this the hammer that he had?
something like that. I think it was that shape for sure. I mean, it was. I only
Hammer
got
shape. The hammer was shaped like the hammer.
No, as in it was the right size. It was covered in a cloth, but I got a little look at some of the artwork on it. It looked like a splendid weapon.
Do you know where he went in town?
Like I said, the only thing that I observed was he headed up to the brewery. Perhaps he went round the market?
Thank you for your help.
Not at all. Stay safe now and try not to burn any buildings, okay?
We won't this time.
Naeris just like looks up and down, like, bitch, please.
And in Infernal, which I believe Fleeting will know, I'm not sure about the rest of you, he just kind of mutters, young arsonists.
No, Naeris speaks Infernal.
Okay, you get that as well. Young arsonists is what he says as he goes to leave, shaking his head.
And
I speak halfling. Does he want to say halfling?
No. So Naeris just replies in Infernal and says, "Takes one to know one."
He stops, turns around, side eye over the shoulder.
Yeah. And she's just there, smoldering and sassy.
And in Infernal says, "I knew we had more in common than was on the surface."
And she just like twitches her eyebrows and sachets away.
and you just hear him laugh heartily before heading on his way.
There we go.
Like, what did you say? What did you do?
Fleeting as he goes. Fleeting,
nothing.
As he leaves, Fleeting does the damn girl.
What did you say?
Naeris just like smirks and like keeps sashaying away because she's not done yet.
I follow behind both of you going, what were you talking about? I only speak common elf and halfling.
So, that evening, because you guys, unless you have anything else you want to be taken care of during the day, that was seemed the bulk of your work for the day was doing the fire thing.
Naeris got one right, so happy with improvement, and we'll wait for the others.
So waiting in the house for the others to arrive, as the evening dawns.
Is there a as the evening dawns?
The evening beckons. There we go.
As the evening draws in, there's a housekeeper-y person who occasionally pops up in the house? Yes. No?
Yes.
And have we seen any sign of him, her, it, them, they?
You saw her when you two first came back to the house before going to get Naeris. She was the one who greeted you. Oh, hello, dearie.
Hey, I can't remember. Did she cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
She certainly can.
I'm getting out on a limb a bit here, but I guess Fleeting would ask about dinner, maybe.
Yeah, she's all, when you go to ask, she's already preparing food, very very eager to host for you lots now that you have returned, which goes down very well with all of you guys, and as she starts serving up dinner for the evening, which again, as characterizes Brukon in general. Not the most exciting of food, but certainly does the job. Quite literally, meat and potatoes. This is a bit of pork, unseasoned, with some boiled potatoes. As you guys, the three of you, are tucking in.
And where salt is a spice.
Exactly. Start tucking into your food. You hear a knock at the door. Is anyone answering the door? You can ignore it. That's fine.
No, I'm
Fleeting stands up and goes, "I'll get it," and goes to the door and just open, like no looking, no like kind of like, oh, I wonder what this is about. Just shove a door.
We're eating in the dining room or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Naeris is sitting there with her feet on the table. She's feeling herself today. Just feeling it.
She put her
Extra
hair
sass.
tall, checked her nails.
Yeah.
Feeling good as hell.
We are just lost without Nala.
That's it.
Yeah.
Extra teenage sass.
Extra sass.
Sorry, yes.
We are not a good solo group.
You don't have any sauce at your table, but you have
say,
lots of sass.
Just imagining the horror on Malar's face when he opens the door and realizes that Steph, Naeris, and Fleeting Look have been together unsupervised for an entire day.
I mean, it's that.
Take
plus-
away.
On his dagger,
Oh,
Naeris has got her feet up, and there's a bit of scorching around the house.
I mean,
Yeah, and there's like takeaway boxes everywhere.
It's Malar's face joined up with Leo's horror about the feet on the table, just the amount of grime that is probably all over the place. He's not going to be having a good time. But anyway, the door swings open, or Fleeting pulls the door open, and you see before you Naeris' uncle, Brynlan.
And she just like jumps off and she like runs up to the door. Like, hello.
I see you've been keeping busy. I
Practicing.
brought you that thing. Little something I thought I'd get to, look after you.
And she motions him inside and like to close the door.
I won't stay long. I appreciate you got things to do and don't want to be, you're not here, he says to Naeris.
Thank you.
Well, I said I was going to protect you, and obviously I'm not an adventurer like yourself, so I thought I'd get a little something that maybe could give you some protection. Here. And he pulls out a small jewelry box.
Okay. And Naeris takes it and opens it.
You see a single ring inside, polished silver with an inlaid ruby. This is what's called a ring of protection. I hope.
And she stares at it. It's like, stares at it, and everyone's just like, "It's amazing." And then she just like gives him a big bear hug.
I'm not a thanks. I'm not a spellcaster, but I apparently you need to spend some time with it, and you should see the benefits.
She puts it on. I was like, "Yep, that sounds about right." And I always need a bit more protection.
Glad I could
Thank
oblige. Now be safe, y'all, and maybe
based on the last attack, I feel like I should get you one too.
Hey, if you find one on your travels, I'm not going to say no. But anyway, you take care of yourselves, and maybe try to eat a vegetable once in a while that ain't potatoes.
What's that? But
Never
I did find out a new trick, a new use for the powers today. It's pretty tasty. I'll tell you another time. Never mind.
Oh. All right. Well, good to see you're honing your skills. Anyway, hey, remember you still got that kit. I look forward to seeing you fletching more than just arrows next time, huh?
That's a promise.
All right. Be safe now.
All right.
And he,
You
heads out the
too.
door. Heading out the door, you can see the night is not the best. It's starting to rain as he heads back towards his shop. All right, so you guys can continue your meal now. Malar, Breena, Leobryn, you do arrive back in the evening. Where are you heading first?
Back to the house.
Back to the house.
Yeah.
Perfect. You pass Brynlan on your way. He's heading back to the house. He just kind of nods over to Malar, Leobryn, courteously nods to Breena, although has no idea who she is.
She waves.
Just gnome. Okay, cool. Continues on to his workshop. You guys get to outside the house. Doors closed. There are lights on inside. You can see. Can't see through the windows because of the mesh. Unlock the door. In you go. The rest of you got taken by surprise. The door opens, and your compatriots arrive, looking slightly sodden, and Leobryn looking particularly miserable, still quite dirty.
Oh, greetings all. Mr. Seth, take your feet off the table. You have to eat off of that.
Straight in.
Naeris just looks at him like smug because he didn't catch her doing it.
My feet aren't on the... fine, my feet are on the table.
I guess we just catch up with each other. Like, there's a.
Sure.
I'm not going to go through it. We'll.
Yeah. We've
is
seen
what
what
we've
happened already, but you can catch them up on, bring them up to speed with everything you've been up to. You are interrupted as you do so with another knock at the door. This one sounding a lot more hurried.
Yeah.
Have I finished my
open
dinner?
You can finish your dinner, sure.
Yeah, I'm not answering it then. I'll finish my dinner.
Mala, you said you were going to answer the door?
it. Yeah.
Sure. The door opens. You see a figure, looks about the size of a dwarf, the size and build of a dwarf, with a big cloak and hood over. Hello. I'm sorry to disturb you like this, but this is most important. Can I come in? And you see, kind of looking up from the cloak, you recognize the features, the kind of bulbous nose and so on of Teenan, one of the twins, the one who was arrested last time you met him.
Yes,
that's a good
come
one.
on
That's
in.
fine.
No.
Mr.
He's the
Step,
one you don't like.
Make room for our guest.
Oh, fuck him. Leave him outside.
No, I've ushered him in.
And I say, fuck him. Leave him outside.
he whips off the hood and looks sternly at Seth. Before that gives way, he like, why you? Takes a
I
breath.
give zero fucks.
He goes a bit red in the face and then takes a deep breath and kind of brushes some of the remaining rain from his red hair. Look, I'm sorry to intrude like this. I know we haven't been on the best of terms, but well, it's my brother. You see, I'm worried about him and these cultists that abandoned me. So there's something going on in the brewery tonight. I think I know what they are about to do, and we need to stop it.
Oh, for crying out loud. What is it with this town and problems? What?
Built on the cursed
I
burial
agree.
ground. There is no other possible explanation.
You're telling me,
I
miss,
agree with that.
my lady has been turned to stone and has not been changed back in, well,
Oh yeah, that's
weeks.
still a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that is still a thing.
Look, the cultists.
And she does say that out loud.
They want to bring back Fairfan. They want to bring him to the world, and they believe they have a means of doing so. They have the last ingredient they were looking for, a hammer, a very powerful hammer, and they're using it to bring back this creature. But I don't think that it is what they think it is. I'm not so sure Fairfan is a thing after all. I feel like they might be bringing back something much worse than a god.
So, fleeting, feel like getting your hammer back?
Yeah?
Alrighty then.
And you all...
well.
Fleeting turns. It's is it Teenan or Turin?
Teenan.
Teenan. Fleeting turns to him and asks, "Are they near here?"
Yes, the brewery is just the other side of this road. Just down the road there.
So out of character, I'm not familiar with the workings of the hammer.
Sure.
Obviously, Fleeting would be. Is there a range limit on the whole? Summon it back to you.
It's within 60 feet of him. It has to be.
60 feet. Okay. And I'm assuming the brewery is not 60 feet away from.
Unfortunately not, no.
No. Okay.
Naeris just looks at the dwarf and goes like, I swear to God, if this is some kind of weird trap, I will personally reduce you to ashes, because I am done.
Humph. I am many things, Miss Elf, but a trickster is not one of them. I know we
Better
haven't got
not
on.
be.
I know we have not got on well, but I've always been a man of my word, a dwarf of my word, even if it means that I am not the most popular.
Probably a dwarf of too many words, anyway. Shall we, or are we?
Well,
Oh, gang, what are we doing?
Malar
I'm
will
still
actually
eating
pull
dinner.
out. Malar will pull out a chair and gesture to the dwarf to maybe sit in it and says, "Oh, I think, sir, you need to explain yourself and do so very quick."
And he, hurriedly sits upon the chair and begins reading off the information to you. I think this is a good point for us to leave things for today. And
Nice.
for next time, woo woo woo. So next time will be in the next session will be in 2 weeks' time. Come back for that. We will have a special guest joining us for the next session. So one extra player joining in the fun. I won't reveal who that is, although some of you have met them before. I can tell you that much.
If he's playing demon, I will kill him.
No. A character that has not been introduced yet, and actually the introduction of that character should be quite fun. I look forward to it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Wherever you are, stay safe, look after each other, and of course, we'll be there in 2 weeks for the next one. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube already, please do so, because next Monday, that's this time next week from 6 p.m, will be the premiere of our next session in The Cage. So,
Cage!
The Cage! Not the Cajun, The Cage. To come join us for that, 6 p.m. on Monday
Not
on
the
our
beast!
YouTube. Until then, guys, thank you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Bye!
Bye.